Hello, beautiful people. I'm very excited to film this book haul today. Obviously, lots of exciting books that I'm excited to read and lots of beautiful books. And if you're looking for a service that helps you discover new favorite books, I highly recommend Book of the Month, who is the sponsor of today's video, so thank you so much to them. If you watch my channel, you know I love Book of the Month. They are a super popular and fast-growing online book service for readers. So basically, Book of the Month's mission is to help promote new and emerging authors and help readers discover new books that they love, all at an affordable price. And all Book of the Month books also are exclusive to Book of the Month, so they have the cute little Book of the Month logo on the books. They're all hardcovers, they're beautiful. So basically how it works is the team at Book of the Month vet hundreds of books, then they curate a list of new and early release book titles each month, and then readers can choose from this list. So basically this means you spend less time researching and more time reading. So these are their December picks, a really stunning selection of books. I have read and loved Babel, and I'm actually currently reading Kiss Her Once for Me, which is a Christmas rom-com, and I am loving it. So my choice would be Kiss Her Once for Me because obviously perfect time of year to read a Christmas romance. It's basically about this stunning bisexual woman who has a fake engagement with her landlord, only to fall for his sister. Like, such a fun premise. And like I said, I'm loving it so far. And in December, Book of the Month are running a super special offer. So if you use the code WONDER, you can get your first book for just $5. Literally incredible. Like a new release hardcover book for $5. Wow. And Book of the Month is completely risk-free. You can skip any month at any time and you won't be charged. I highly recommend taking advantage of that offer. They currently ship to the US and Canada. And yeah, so thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Okay, so usually I like to categorize my book hauls, but I'm just gonna kind of go for it. Like I have lots of books in front of me and I'm just gonna pick one up and talk about it. So the first is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This cover, literally every day I just pick it up and look at it because it's just so beautiful. Like, it's holographic. One of the most beautiful books ever. And I'm happy to report the floppiness is absolutely a solid 9 out of 10. Like, wow, it's really beautiful. I am so excited about this book. Like I said, I look at it every day, so I think about it every day, and I'm just so excited to read it. And I am going to be reading it in January because it's going to be my Patreon book club book for January. So hopefully a stunning 5-star read to start the year, you know? So this is basically a romance, but it's not about love. It's about two kids who meet in a hospital gaming room, and then they drift apart, and then they come back together 8 years later. So they see each other at a crowded train station and they're like, hey. I'm so excited. Like, honestly, it's the type of story that you know I'm gonna love. And I've also just heard incredible things. Like, I've literally not seen one negative review, I don't think. So yeah, let's do a first line moment actually. Exactly, Emily Dickinson in the beginning. That love is all there is all we know of love. It is enough, the fright should be proportioned to the groove. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to read because the first line is actually quite long. So I'm going to save it. But yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, then I bought Severance by Ling Ma. And I don't really know too much about this, but I saw a TikTok and someone was recommending like 5-star reads. And a lot of the books I'd also given 5 stars. So I was like, okay, I trust this person. And this was on their list. I hadn't read it. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I need to read it. And I really love the cover. Like, obviously just like the simple light pink. And apparently it's about the millennial condition, the alienation and cruelty that comes with being a functional person under advanced global capitalism, and the compromised pleasures and irreducibly personal meaning to be found in claiming some stability in a terrible world. So hopefully I can read this before the end of the year. It's obviously not too long, just under 300 pages, so that could be a stunning moment. Also, if you're stressing about reaching your reading goal by the end of the year, I'm here to remind you that it's fine if you don't. I definitely don't think I'm reaching mine. I actually haven't checked. Let's see. I definitely don't enjoy putting pressure on my reading. So I usually set a reading goal at the beginning of the year. So I set mine to 88. I think that was because of my bullet journal. It had like 88 squares that fit perfectly on the page. Anyway, I have read 64 books of 88 so far. So I doubt I'm going to reach 88 by the end of the year. And that's completely fine. Obviously everyone's different, but once you get rid of that stress of trying to like read a certain amount of books, reading is so much more fun. So the next book, Complicit. How fun is this cover? So gorgeous. It's this beautiful hardback. I saw this, I think, on Amplify Bookstore's Instagram. I think they did a post like books for film lovers or something like that. So this is a thriller set in Hollywood. So I'm very excited for this. Then these are actually 2 books from Caitlyn. So Caitlyn got me Magnolia Parks, which is actually one of her Patreon book club books. So I'm really excited to read this month. I've seen it all over TikTok and it's supposed to be like a really like fun, dramatic, messy Gossip Girl vibes story. And I think Caitlyn told me about this first. We were on FaceTime and I looked at the cover and I was like, ew. But actually, it's growing on me. I didn't like it at first, but you know what? It's actually a fun moment. I think it just wasn't what I was expecting. But yeah, the more that I look at it, the more that I'm like, actually, I like that. And this definitely has the Gossip Girl vibes. How many loves do you get in a lifetime? And then Caitlyn also got me Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And in the note, she wrote, oh wait, where is it? Oh yeah, no pressure. Because I have read one other Emily Henry book, You and Me on Vacation. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. The characters were bland. I wasn't invested. Cringy writing. Yeah. So I was like, I'm never going to read another Emily Henry book. But Caitlyn read this and she was like, Chloe, like, it's actually really good. And I think she gave it 5 stars and she was like, I really think you should read it too. And I was like, okay. So I'm going to give it a chance. That's why Caitlyn wrote No Pressure. I know it is a really popular book, so hopefully it's fun. And it is like a love story set in like a small town and I love those stories, so. Oh, and I should also say that Caitlyn also read You and Me on Vacation and she was also like, this is not good. But she said this is a million times better, so we will see. Okay, then I was sent this copy of A Diary of Blood by Hachette, so thank you to them. And this cover, when I first saw it, like when I first saw the image, I was like, ew, because I've already read this book if you didn't know. It's one of my favorites. It was originally self-published, so this is the original cover. I love this cover. I wish it wasn't shiny though, but anyway. So this cover turns into this cover and I was like, what's that about? But you know what? When it came, I was actually like, you know what? That's actually quite nice. Especially because it's not shiny. I expected it to be shiny. So it's actually not as bad as I thought and I quite like it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite books. Like, it is just incredible. Bisexual vampires, polyamory, talks about abusive relationships in an amazing way, beautiful writing, like, it's incredible. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. Hachette also sent me the Heartstopper yearbook, which I'm so excited about because obviously love Heartstopper. And this is basically filled with exclusive content from the Heartstopper universe, including never before seen illustrations, exclusive mini comic, trivia, character profiles, etc. So I definitely need to get to this ASAP. Look how freaking cute it looks. Oh, I just love all these characters so much. Oh, look at them. I honestly love seeing the creative process behind my favorite media, so I'm very excited to read this because there's obviously like the original sketches and stuff. Eee, this is so exciting. Do you want to be girlfriends? So exciting. Okay, yeah. Need to set that aside to read ASAP. Then I got Sweet Dark by Savannah Brown. This is poetry. I don't think I've read any poetry by Savannah Brown, but I've been wanting to and really love this cover. It is filled with poetry about the transience of existence, the pursuit of vulnerability, pleasure, chaos, and the dichotomy of a life wholly experienced, full of so much darkness and so much sweetness, sometimes in the same breath. Wow. Some more poetry. I also have Sliced Fruit by Chelsea Hui. And this is actually her second poetry collection. So her first was Yellow, which I read years ago. Loved it. So I'm really excited for this one. So Chelsea sent this to me. She's one of my friends. And oh my god, I haven't even looked inside properly. Oh my gosh, there's full color illustrations. How beautiful. Yeah, so really excited to read this. You're pretty for an Asian girl. Something I've heard multiple times throughout my life. You tell me that I'm beautiful for my kind, that despite my culture and the burden that it carries, I'm still desirable, as if I would somehow be grateful that you deemed me acceptable, more worthy than my sisters. Okay, then we've got Tin Man, and this is by Sarah Winman. This is a book. Caitlyn told me about this, and it's basically about Ellis and Michael, who are 12-year-old boys. They first become friends, and for a long time it's just the two of them cycling the streets of Oxford, teaching themselves how to swim, discovering poetry, and dodging the fists of overbearing fathers. And then one day this closest of friendships grows into something more. Doesn't that sound incredible? Like, literally so excited about this. Then I got the US paperback of Acts of Desperation. This is one of my absolute favorite books. Definitely, you know, probably in the top 2 for this year. I'm a bit scared to film my favorite books of the year video because there are so many. But yeah, I read this year, and when I saw this new US paperback, I was like, oh, I have to get it because it's just so stunning. And like the spine's yellow. Oh, I just love it. Yes, this is basically an anti-romance. It talks about how damaging it is to rely on male validation and having an unhealthy obsession with romantic love. Yeah, so incredible, incredible, incredible. Had to get this. Then I got The Whitewash, and I believe this was in the same post as Complicit. So this is another story about movies set in Hollywood. I think it's also another thriller. So yeah, excited to read this. Then I got All This Could Be Different, and this has gotten incredible reviews. So I'm excited about it. And a really fun cover. And this is all about being young in the 21st century, and you know, I eat those stories up. So excited for this. Okay, then this next book is actually a really special present to myself for my birthday, which is later this month. I'm going to wrap it up after this. I'm going to write a note on it and wrap it up after I show you this. But I really wanted to show you because it's really beautiful. So I've been wanting to get a book from the Folio Society forever because they have such beautiful editions of books. So I decided to get Alice in Wonderland, obviously one of my favorites. So it comes in this slipcase, and then look how pretty. The illustrations, there's full color illustrations, so beautiful. Even like the pages is like really fancy. And I am just so excited about this. Like, look at that. It's just so pretty. And also I've been thinking to possibly do some like live streams just reading stories to you. So let me know if you'd be into that, because I did that for June last year, I think, and that was like so much fun. So maybe I could do that for Alice in Wonderland. Okay, and the last books that I have to show you are all books from my stunning Michelle bunny. Absolutely love Michelle, and they really spoiled me. Like, so many beautiful books. So first is the Animal Spirit Guidebook, then Angel and Hannah, a novel in verse. I had actually never heard of it, but this sounds amazing. It's about an interracial couple in the 1990s New York City who are determined to protect their love against all odds, a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet. And it follows Hannah, a Korean American, and Angel, a Puerto Rican boy. So very excited about this. Then The Interestings by Meg Wolitzer. It follows 6 teenagers at a summer camp for the arts who become inseparable. Wow, decades later, the bonds remain, but so much else has changed. Not everyone can sustain in adulthood what seems so special in adolescence. Oh my god, I'm actually like a little bit overwhelmed with all the books I want to read right now. Like, I want to read this right now. Then some poetry, Autobiography of Death, and this is translated from Korean. And I've been wanting to get into more Korean poetry, so I'm really happy about this. Salt, and I love this cover. Like, give us nothing but make it amazing, you know what I mean? 2 Atessa Moshfegh books that I already have, but I don't have these editions, and these editions are really beautiful. So we have Death in Her Hands and My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I actually prefer this cover, I think. Like, it's so fun. Weird to Exist, which is simple comics about complex emotions. So I need to read this ASAP. Looks very cute. And super special first edition hardcover of Gone Girl. Like, are you kidding? I am so lucky to have this. Obviously, Gone Girl is one of my faves, and the fact that I now have this first edition hardcover, are you kidding? Like, wow. So yes, thank you, Michelle. I am forever grateful. And yeah, that is it for this book haul. Honestly, one of my favorite things about filming book hauls is the excitement that I get to read all the books that I'm talking about, and just that feeling of like, wow, what a time to be alive. Like, look at all these amazing books that we have to choose from. Wow. So I feel super lucky. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books, and if I need to read them, like, you know, which ones do I need to prioritize? Because that's always the problem. Like, I don't know which ones to prioritize because I'm just so excited about so many books all the time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. And don't forget, you can get your first book by going to bookofthemonth.com and using code WONDER to get your first book for just $5. If you're looking for more content from me, I have a Patreon, and that is where I upload extra content, like extra vlogs. We do a monthly live show, we do a monthly buddy read, etc. I have all my socials linked below, including my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/ChloeBunny_, and that is where I stream games and just chatting streams. But yeah, hope you're all having a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next video.